Imagine the Earth's crust not as a solid shell, but as giant, grinding puzzle pieces, tectonic plates. They don't slide smoothly past each other. They get stuck, snagged by friction, while the pressure relentlessly builds. Think of a rubber band being stretched tighter and tighter. Eventually, something has to give. The rock snaps. That sudden, violent release of energy is an earthquake. The point of that break, deep underground, is called the focus. The spot on the surface directly above it, where the shaking is often most intense, is the epicenter. This energy travels outwards in waves. The first to arrive are the P waves, or primary waves. They're the fastest, compressing rock like a slinky. They're the initial jolt. Following them are the slower S waves, which shake the ground from side to side. But the real destroyers arrive last, surface waves. They don't just jolt or shake, they roll the ground like the ocean during a storm, causing the most catastrophic damage. Scientists use instruments called seismographs to measure this terrifying power. The number you hear on the news, the magnitude, comes from a scale like the Richter scale. But it's crucial to understand this scale isn't linear, it's logarithmic. This means a magnitude 7 earthquake isn't just a little bit stronger than a magnitude 6. It's about 32 times stronger in terms of energy released. The jump between each whole number is immense, representing a massive leap in destructive force. We still can't predict exactly when or where the next one will strike. That makes preparation everything. In those critical moments, the plan is simple and proven. Drop, cover, and hold on.